Well, Shalom, the brother Kadash. I'm going to start off by giving my praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekakadash. That my honors to the apostles and the elders. Peace, blessings, and honors to all the brothers in this truth. Bear with me because I'm trying to get the spirit going in this video. And the name of this video is going to be praying on my downfall, almost as a question. Because there's things out there and there's people out there that prey on your downfall. That's one thing I never understood. I guess it's because the way I was raised, coming up even before I was in the truth, I always had a winner's mentality. And just talking about me personally right now, a lot of people are confused. I'm so misunderstood to the world. And really on a bigger sense, Judah is misunderstood to the world. A lot of things that the world says about Judah, which is about me personally too, because I'm a Judite, is that we're prideful, arrogant, cocky. They use these words. I mean, just look at a person like Floyd Mayweather, right? They say that he's pride, he's arrogant, he's cocky, but I see it different though. See, the thing about me that's misunderstood is people have misunderstood me having a lot of faith, a high level of faith, and they take that as pride. If you don't have a high level of faith, or you never been on that type of level of faith, then you won't understand it. You will look at it as just pride. That's where I get mistaken at the most, is having a high level of faith and mistaking that as pride. Some people would even say over righteous. But being over righteous, there's no such thing really as being over righteous. Because in this truth, we got a long way to go. We need to be more righteous every day. We need to try to get better every day. I guess putting up videos every day is over righteous. No, that's just the level of faith the Lord gave me. That's just the lot the Lord gave me. I don't know. Look, man, going back to 6 months ago, 8 months ago, I started putting up videos. Well, I've been putting up videos on YouTube for like a couple years now. But 6, 8 months ago, I just, like really longer, probably like a year ago, I just started putting up videos every day. Every day I just started uploading videos. Why? Because I had the spirit and the power to do so. And then one thing I noticed, it was like I just kept putting up videos. It was like it wasn't hard for me. It wasn't a burden on me. It was something that was easy for me to do. It's almost like I needed to go harder and put more, 2 up a day. And then like a year later, I look back and I'm like, damn, I didn't put up videos every day for a year. There's enemies, there's haters of you that's out there, probably wishing on your downfall, praying on your downfall. That's probably like, okay, he's putting up videos every day. He's not going to last long. Okay, let's see what he's doing in 6 months. And then 6 months come on, still going at the same pace. At some point, man, you just have to admit it. You just have to look at it and admit it. And then they might say, okay, he going out the camp right now. Okay, he holding the camp down. Let's see where he's at in a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, and I'm still out there. And the thing that's the worst is it comes from your own people, our own people. And when I say my own people, not just Israelites, but Israelites in the truth praying for your downfall. What's some of the reasons that make an Israelite in the truth pray for your downfall? Well, maybe because you're not a part of his camp, or maybe because you're not under him, like under him in authority, and stuff like that. Or maybe because you see him as being on the same level, or you see yourself being on the same level as him. Or maybe because, the Lord just put the spirit on you to start a camp, to put the spirit on you to upload videos. So long as we getting the same doctrine and following the good doctrine, which is the doctrine that GMS teaches. As long as we following that, then what's the problem? As long as we teaching that same doctrine and we're not teaching against it, then what's the problem? Because it's not for everybody to come get under a certain person. The Lord, that's not everybody's lot. Now, the brothers that are able to do that, they probably need that. That's their lot. That's good for them. Not saying anything bad about them or good, but some brothers really don't need a ceiling put over them. Some brothers don't need, look, it's the same story with King Saul and King David. From King Saul's perspective, he would have looked at King David as being proud, and he would have looked at him as being over righteous. He would have looked at him in a bad way. That's why he was trying to kill him, because he was hating off of him. And then he let that hate consume him. This is how you know hate is consuming somebody. If you had an incident with a person and it's been a year later and they still talking about it, still bringing it up in a bad way, and still saying bad things about you, that's how you know it's hate. Now you could tell who was in the wrong and who was in the right. If one person go their own way and they do their own thing and never bring it up again and they just in the truth, and then another person still bringing it up because that's what's on their heart, you can't even keep the Passover the next year. Not righteously. You can't righteously keep the Passover the next year if you still got a grudge against a brother. Y'all didn't know that. A lot of people don't know that, you know. Not righteously. They still keep it, but not righteously. He can't keep that. If he still got hatred in his heart towards another brother, he can't keep the Passover. You know, and see, that's the crazy thing about it. And, you know, that hatred turns to, you know, preying on people downfall, hoping people fall out the truth, hoping person be a bug out so they could say, look, I told you so, hoping a person take the chip or something like that. It should never be like that in the truth, you know. It should always be, look, I pray for the best for the brother. Okay, he out there doing the truth. I pray that he continues doing it, you know. It should be the best, but that hatred started to consume person, and then it shows it was jealousy all along, you know. It shows that it was jealousy all along. Let's hop into prescripts, and then they start preying on your downfall. It's not, it's seeing, this is what hard for brothers coming to the truth to understand. It's not just Esau preying on your downfall, man. You got your own people preying on your downfall, and then it's not just your own people. You got fellow Israelites that's preying on your downfall because of competition, because of jealousy. See me, I beat at my own drum. I beat, my heart follows the Lord, you know. I follow the Lord. My spirit follows the Lord, you know. So it's not just me. I'm not looking at any other brother and comparing anything. I'm just going with the spirit that the Lord puts on me. The spirit that the Lord, I see a video, I want to make a video on it. I see something interesting, I want to make a video of it. That's just pretty much what I'm doing, you know. I go on the highways and byways. I need to learn how to do it. I watch the apostles and the elders, and then I learn how to do it from them. And then I go out there and do the same thing. That's how this is supposed to be. That proves that their works is not in vain and that their works is paying off. If they had to sit down with everybody personally and counsel them, that'd be impossible. So they putting the videos out to show brothers how to do it. So how could a brother be mad at me from learning how to do it from the apostles, which is the reason why they're putting the videos out and then going out there and doing it? You see what I'm saying? But it's just hate, you know. It's hate, you know, and you're not supposed to bear that grudge. You're not supposed to bear that hate. You know, you can have a situation with a brother, you know, and the elder put up a video about this, and I need to put this video up of the clip of the elder speaking about this, Aram Lot. I got to put up this video of him speaking about this clip, and, you know, you can have a situation with a brother, and because of that, you know, just because a brother was offended, or maybe both parties was offended, you know, you're not supposed to go on with unrighteous judgment. That's how the elder was breaking it down, you know, which proves that a lot of people aren't ready to be in a leadership position, you know, because they may be good teachers. They may be good teachers, you know, but being in a leadership position is so much more. It's making righteous judgment. And if you have a problem, if you can't discern with your feelings, if you go off your feelings, then you don't need to be in a leadership position. A lot of times leaders that are in those positions have to go off logic. You have to go off according to the law, statutes, and commandments, not off of your feelings, you know, because you can have an incident with a brother one time. Let's just say a brother was prideful in the incident. Let's just say there was an incident that happened and a brother was prideful in it. Now, can you go judge that brother whole life and say he's a prideful man for his whole life? No, all you can say is, look, in this situation, we had a situation where he showed pride, where he was prideful. You see what I'm saying? But that's how you know a person is hating off of you. That's how you know a person have hatred in their heart. When they try to take a little small incident that happened and then they try to blow it up and put that stamp on you for life and condemn you for life. It should never be that way in the truth, especially if you ain't offensively going after nobody, especially if it was such a little situation. All you can say is, look, in this situation, he went off. You know, I don't know what the brother is doing now. I don't know how the brother's spirit is right now because I ain't dealing with him. But in this situation, he went off. In this isolated situation. It's just like when you see the apostles talking about IUIC. I just seen Apostle Tahar the other day saying he believed that Nate is going to be a part of the elect. And you know that the Apostle Tahar get on IUIC the hardest, and there's nobody else that can get on harder than anybody in this truth than him. You know, because he the top dog, right? So I just, you know, he go at his head at Nate head, but at the same time, see, now that's righteous judgment. You know, that's Proverbs chapter 1, attaining to wise counsel. That's how you do things. That's how you handle things. Even with all the times he did went at his head and it said this about him, said that about him, said he's going to be destroyed, he still circle around and say, look, I still believe he's going to be a part of the elect. and that he's going to come up out of that nonsense. That's how you supposed to deal with brothers. And this truth, you supposed to, the spirit supposed to be on you. Even if a brother offends you, it says forgive them. So when that spirit on you, you supposed to look at a brother, even if they offend you, supposed to say, look, I still pray that he's a part of the elect. I pray that he comes out of that nonsense. I pray that he does right. And then when he starts to do right, you give him credit for it. Okay, he's doing right now. You don't continue to condemn him because you got some build-up grudge and hatred against him. He's doing right. He's putting the videos up. He's keeping the law, statutes, commandments. He's going out there and doing the work, going to camp. He's putting prayers up. But you still got a hatred against him. Oh, he's prideful. Oh, he's over-righteous. Oh, he's this, he's that. You just got all this hatred against him, even when he's still trying to do right. That's unrighteous judgment. That proves that a person shouldn't be in that position because they can't handle it because they're emotional. It all goes back to the emotions, and it all goes back to Israel being soft as fuck. You know, you get Israelites that wake up to this truth, but before they wake up into the truth, they were soft as fuck. They ain't been through nothing. They ain't really popped no woman in their life, so they don't know how to deal with women because they ain't never had that many. They don't know how to be a leader, you know, because they really ain't tough enough. But then they try to portray to be tough because they're in a leadership position. But it all comes back on their head, you know. And that's the thing about it. Just like I was saying with Apostle Torah, he's super tough. Man, I love the guy, you know. I don't know him personally, but just from listening to his teachings, man, that's a tough guy. I love it. I love it, man. But the thing is, he was saying with Bishop Nate, he said, I still think he gonna be a part of the elect. And then you got people that can't think on their own. You know, you got people that's under that can't think for their own. And then the head will say something like that. Then it make all of them look like fools because they couldn't think for their own. You know, this is Psalms chapter 2, right? Now, this is talking about the heathen, right? But I want to go Psalms chapter 3. But this is Psalms chapter 2, verse 1. It says, why do the heathen rage? And the people imagine a vain thing, you know, I mean, very vain. If you see a brother in the truth doing the work and you wishing bad on him and you praying on his downfall, those are very vain things, man. You always supposed to pray for the best, especially for a fellow Israelite, you know. But that's not the one that I wanted. The one I wanted is in Psalms 3, verse 1. It says, Lord, how they increase that trouble me. Now, yeah, the heathen, the other nations, you know, the wicked, yeah, they increasing against us, but you got to remember, just like they increase against the Lord, your own people are going to increase against you. Especially during these end times. Remember, 2/3 is a minority. It says, many that are rise up against me. Many there be which say of my soul, there's no help for him in God. And you got to remember, right? David was talking about fellow Israelites that was increasing against him, trying to kill him with the house of Saul, right? Trying to kill him. So this is fellow Israelites that's supposedly supposed to be men of the Lord, because at the point of time, King Saul was a man of the Lord, and he was a prophet, because he sat down with the prophets and prophesied. But this same man of the Lord, which was a great man at one time, which was the first king at one time, which was in the truth. See, this is what I was saying. Just because you've been in the truth a long time, that shit don't matter. What matters is your faith. And if you are following the Lord, you could be in the truth for 10, 15 years. And then if you sin against the Lord and you stop following the Lord, you're going to be put to death. You're going to inherit the second death. So what does that tell you? That means that, hey, time, we can't just go off and say that this brother been in the truth 10 years, 7 years, that, okay, because of that, that's why we follow and listen to everything he says. No, because he could go off at any time too. So you have to have righteous judgment. Now, going back to King Saul, he was a righteous man at one point in time. He was in the truth for a very long time. But guess what happened? Because of his hatred, that hatred consumed him, he went off. That jealousy versus King David. He was jealous over King David. He probably thought King David was over righteous. He probably thought King David was prideful. You know? But you could see the difference. You could see who's in the wrong or right. When a situation happened, what happens 6 months down the line after that situation happened? If one party is still talking about it and still trying to condemn a person, hating off of them, then you can see what it is. If another party that moved on from it, repented from it, said salaki, said sorry for it, and moved on and just started doing the truth and wasn't going at nobody, none of that, no strife, then you know who has the hatred there, you know? And it says, many there be which say in my soul, and these were fellow Israelites. They thought they was in the right with what they was doing. King Saul thought he was in the right with what he was doing. The jealousy. He was just jealous over David, because David got that winner's mentality, just like me personally, Kadash, just like me personally. I got a winner's mentality. A lot of people will look at that as pride. No, it's not pride. It's just when I set myself out to do something, I believe I could do it. If I say I want to be a part of the elect, I really believe I could be a part of the elect. Why? And why is that? Because I know deep down that I'm going to do the work. I know that I'm going to force myself to do the work as much as I possibly can and pray to the Lord that he continues to put the spirit on me to continue to do the work. That's what this all goes back to, is the Lord. It really don't matter about how another brother in the truth or heathen, or it really don't matter about how they feel about you. It really don't, because at the end of the day, it's not to please them, it's only to please the Lord, and only the Lord knows who the elect to be. You're gonna see if you get on the chariot, you be a part of the elect, you're gonna see some familiar faces, and guess what, you're gonna see a lot of faces missing. 100%, man. 100%, promise you're gonna see a lot of faces missing from that chariot that you thought was gonna make it, that's not gonna make it, and you could be one of them. That's why you got to just do the work, Why you want to have strife with a brother? Why you want to have problems or hatred against a brother? Just do the work, because you don't even know if you going to make it. And that's 100% real. You don't know. Anybody that do tell you that, they a liar. They could pray. They could say they have faith, but they don't know for sure that they going to make it. So here you is talking all this shit, and you don't even know if you going to make it. Just focus on that. Focus on that till the end comes. It says, many there be would say in my soul, there is no help for him in God. So, they pray on your downfall, and they think that the Lord is not going to be there to help you. But you don't know. You don't think like the Lord. You don't know what the Lord has planned. You don't know how the Lord feels about another brother in the truth. That's why we have laws, statutes, and commandments, and a way of how to deal with brothers in the truth, because you don't know how the Lord feels about this brother. The Lord could be looking at a brother like, look, this is my elect, and you're not. And now here you are showing hatred against the Lord's elect. Now the Lord could be looking at you. Could be, could not be. Now he could be looking at you like, huh? Hold up. Wait, this dude is a part of my elect. I chose him to come in this truth. I'm like, just take me personally. I'm not in this truth for no reason, man. I'm not putting up a video every day. I'm not reading the Bible, studying the Bible, keeping the law, statutes, commandments because I just woke up one day and seen a video and was like, hey, I like this. I want to do this. No, if that was the case, I would have fell out a long time ago. So me being in this truth, Kadash Yasharallah, that's because the Lord 100% put the spirit on me. And now you have to ask yourself, well, why did the Lord put the spirit on him? And what is the Lord plan if he put the spirit on him and continue to keep the spirit on him? And, me personally, I'm just praying that that's me being a part of the elect. That's my number one goal, really. My number one goal ain't to please a brother or, but I don't want to have strife. I don't want to have hatred because of the law, statutes, and commandments tell you not to. The laws tell us not to, So I just want to follow what the Lord is telling us to do, So I could try to make that ultimate goal, which is being a part of the elect. This is Leviticus 19, verse 16. It says, thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer among thy people. Going up and down as a talebearer among thy people. Neither should thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor. I am the Lord. And a lot of brothers do that, especially when they had a situation with you and they got offended or something like that. Did they go to the rest of Israel and they kind of like, see, in the worldly sense, we call this cop blocking, because, when you was trying to smash that chick, you trying to pop that chick, she had friends, and her friends would run back and tell her bad things about you, so you couldn't get it, So a lot of Israelites do that in the truth, and this is why we call them emotional. They not real men, They look grown, they talk grown, act grown, but when it really comes down to it, this is the difference, And a lot of times you don't really develop this spirit, or you really don't develop how to be a real strong man and have tough skin unless you done been through some shit, unless you come from the streets or something like that. If you don't, and you was like sheltered your whole life and grew up soft and shit like that, when you get in the truth, you're gonna still have those type of qualities, And then over time you can learn how to have tougher skin and shit like that, And then they'll go, and what they'll do is they try to block you. You know, they'll go to the rest of the Israelites, the brotherhood, the congregation. They'll say bad things about you to them. So those brothers could kind of mark you and not deal with you. All because they got some type of emotions against you. But when you look at the work, you know, you can look at the work of a brother and say, look, all he doing is putting up videos. Damn, all he doing is going out to camp. And then you attack him, and then he defend himself. And then when he defends himself, then you play victim. But really, you coming at the brother, and all he doing is defending himself, and he's coming out the Bible with doing it in a righteous way. But then they go to other brothers. Oh yeah, you know Kadash. Yeah. He no hell no. He prideful as hell. No. That dude's a bug out. But you know, if those other brothers take that word, you know, if they take that word and they follow that, then guess what? They didn't deserve to meet me. They didn't deserve to be a part of this. You know, when it comes to me. And now some people might take that to be prideful, but how? How is that prideful? You can't control everything. You let the Lord control it. If a brother could go to another brother and say something about you, and that brother follows that and believes that without knowing you personally or coming in to check on your side of the story, then guess what? It ain't meant for you to be brothers with that brother. Because I'm telling you, when you get in this truth, hey, and if it's any new brothers coming in the truth or fairly new, listen up. Because you gonna learn out quick. This is how it works in this congregation of Israel. You got this hating. You got brothers that got grudges against you, that hate you for whatever reason. You could put up more videos than those brothers and they hate you low key behind the scenes. Damn, I'm mad. I hate him. And that hatred. But out they mouth, they acting like they righteous. It's just like the wicked Pharisees, man. And they go to camp and they put up videos and it looks like, hey, they keeping the law, statutes, commandments. They in this truth. But really behind the scenes, they got that hatred in them. You know, and they'll go and they'll block you. They go to elders. Kadash? Yeah, no, hell no. He's prideful as hell. Don't deal with him. They go to other brothers. No, don't deal with him. And then you ask them, well, why? And then they tell you a situation that happened. And then they are pretty much, and then if you really press them, but most people not going to press them. You see, they just going to take their word. Okay, I love this brother. This is a brother and brotherhood. I'm going to take his word for it. But if you really press them and you get down to what really happened, then it's some petty shit. And then you really got to ask him, like, so what is he doing to you now? And then he going to say, well, he ain't doing nothing to me now. But he did this. Then guess what that means? Leviticus 19, verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. That means you still hate him in your heart. Thou shalt not in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him, right? But, okay, so you rebuked him. So they might say, look, I rebuked him. Okay, you already rebuked him once. Okay, now let's keep going. Thou shalt not avenge, you know, saying bad things about a brother. It's almost like you're trying to take vengeance out of him. Or hoping or praying on his downfall, you know what I mean? Rather than praying for the Lord to have mercy on him. It's almost like taking vengeance. It says, but this is the key right here. Nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people. This is a commandment. This is a law, statutes, and commandments. It don't matter about your fucking feelings. This says, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people. We are not supposed to bear grudges against each other. And guess what that means? Yeah, you can mark a brother all day. Okay, I marked him. Okay, so now we know not to really deal with him. Okay, that's fine. But bearing a grudge goes deeper than that. Bearing a grudge is you still offensively saying bad things about him. You still preying on his downfall. You didn't just mark him and say, look, we ain't gonna deal with him no more. You still talking shit about him. Now that's going into something different. That's bearing a grudge. You know, and this is the thing about it. And you will see this too for the newer brothers in the truth. You will see a lot of Israelites come, when you come into this congregation, this truth, right? You will see the fakeness. You will see how an Israelite act a certain way with an elder or a peer of his. You know, he gonna follow all the law, statutes, and commandments when it comes to dealing with this elder. But somebody he looked down on or beneath him, then he feel like he ain't got to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. He could bear a grudge against this person because he don't look at you as being on his level. You know, that's a respect of a person's, right? But you don't know who the elect is. So you could be respecting somebody that's over you and thinking he the elect and the whole time he not. So that's the reason why you're supposed to deal with all the brothers. See, me personally, this is impossible to do perfectly, right? But me personally, what I try to do is, if I look at somebody as being over me or having authority over me, I try to treat him the same way, as close as possible, as I looked at somebody as being new in the truth. I don't give a fuck if it was a brother that's been in the truth for 10 years and it's a brother that's been in the truth for 1 month. I'm going to try to treat them close to the same level of respect. You know, I'm going to treat them Because how am I going to treat them? According to the law, statutes, commandments, period. Now I know this brother that's been in 10 years probably got more knowledge, and then this brother that's been in the truth for 1 month. But at the same time, when it comes to the law, statutes, commandments, I'm going to treat them both the same. I'm not going to bear no grudge against this one that I look up to, and I'm not going to bear no grudge to this one that I know that's just coming into the truth. Why? Because it say don't bear no grudge. And a lot of Israelites don't know how to do this, right? They don't know how to do this. They don't know how to, the people they look up to, they gonna be perfect, squeaky clean. But then when the people, if they look down on you or be underneath you, they feel like they could treat you any type of way. They feel like they could say anything about you. They could prey on your downfall because they really don't even look at you as being an Israelite. But guess what? It don't give no fuck about what you look at a person like. It's about what the Lord looks at a person like. So if they an Israelite, you got to deal with them as an Israelite, and you got to keep the law, statutes, commandments with them. It don't matter if you met an Israelite. It don't matter if he in the truth or not. If it's a brother that's not in the truth, I can't go commit adultery on him just because he's not in the truth. I still have to follow that law with him. And that goes the same thing with bearing a grudge. If it's a brother that's in the truth, well, we know we can't bear grudges against each other. But even if it's a dude that's not even an Israelite, I can't bear no grudge against him, man. All we could do is rebuke him. That's it. Like it said in verse 17. But praying on his downfall and all that shit and trying to take out vengeance and trying to run around and spread bad news about his name to Israel and stuff like that. Nope, don't do it. Hey, look, TD Jakes right now. We all know he wicked, whatever. But guess what? Guess what I think about TD Jakes? I hope he repent. And I hope the Lord have mercy on him. We done rebuked him. Now the scriptures say if he keep doing the things he's doing, he gonna be put to death. He gonna inherit that second death. That's what I would tell him if I met him in person. And I say, look, I pray that you repent. I pray that you come to the truth. That's what I would tell him. Just like Sadetta, just like Pastor Lynn, whatever their name is, the apostles be putting up videos on them. It seemed like some of those brothers is probably kind of coming into this thing. So you never know how a person is going to come into it. Just take Sadetta, for example. Could he be a part of the elect? He could be. We don't know what his end's going to be. So guess what we going to do? We just going to pray that he comes in, and pray that he gets the truth, Every brother ain't going to come in. There's the straight way to come in, but every brother don't come into the truth the same way. Some brothers come in different. It just is what it is, because everybody lot's not the same. This is Psalms chapter 18, verse 17. It says, he delivered me from our strong enemy and from them which hated me, for they were too strong for me. And this is not just talking about the other nations, the Edomites. It's talking about your own people too. You got to remember, the enemies of the Lord was also his own people that got him crucified. That's the whole reason why he got crucified. It's because of Israel. Now, it says he delivered me from my strong enemy. You can pray on my downfall all day, but I'm praying to the Lord that the Lord deliver me from my strong enemy. And that's Israelites and non-Israelites, and from them which hated me, for they were too strong for me. A brother might be too strong for you. A brother might been in the truth longer than you, have a higher position than you, be more esteemed in the truth than you. But guess what? If he is an enemy of yours and he has unrighteousness, hatred against you, the Lord could deliver you from him. The same way he delivered King David from King Saul, which King Saul fit that whole bill too. But he went off at the end. It says they prevented me in the day of my calamity, but the Lord was my stay. Things might get hard for you, brother. Things might get hard for me. And then you want to know what happens when things get hard? You're going to have some Israelites out there talking about, look, see, I told you he couldn't keep it up. Told you, why are you praying on my downfall, bro? You should be praying that I can keep it up, that's going to be praying on your downfall. So in the day of your calamity, let's just say something happened, because there was a certain brother that did say some shit like, I think this is going to happen. And when this happens, it's going to crush him. Well, it's like, damn, bro, why do you even want me to be crushed? I'm not really thinking about you like that. I really don't give a fuck if, I ain't going to say it that way, Look, whatever the Lord got planned for you, he got planned for you. Let's just say that. It really don't even have anything to do with me. So I'm not praying for your downfall. You see what I'm saying? None of that. I'm praying for the Lord to have mercy on all Israelites, and I'm praying that all Israelites repent. But even though I know that all Israelites are not going to repent, don't get it fucked up now. Don't run off. Oh, he think all Israel could be saved. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that I know better than that. And whoever knows me know that I know better than that, you know. But what did the Lord say in 2 Peter? Or maybe it's 1 Peter. No. 2 Peter. 2 Peter chapter 3. Verse 9. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish. So that's what I'm saying. I hope all Israel could be saved and none perish, but I understand that that's not going to happen. But that all should come to repentance. Just like I said, the Lord hoped that not any should perish and that all should come to repentance. That's exactly what I'm saying. Even though, just like the Lord know he only going to save 1/3, I know that he's only going to save 1/3, you know? Just to break that down so brothers wouldn't go off in a rabbit hole. And because that's how they do. They isolate something you say and then try to put a whole doctrine on you or something like that, you know? But it says, but the Lord is my stay. He brought me forth also to a large place, and he delivered me because he delighted in me. Look, man, listen up closely. The Lord could deliver you just because he delighted in you. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of brothers is going to say things about you. A lot of people are going to say a lot of bad things about you. And it's not just going to be the heathen. It's going to be fellow Israelites that's going to say bad things about you. But, hey, man, keep in the truth, man. You know? Just keep going. Just keep going because we're going to find out. The Lord rewarded me according to my righteousness. According to my righteousness. Not according to what somebody else think your righteousness is. But it says according to my righteousness. It says according to the cleanness of my hands has he recompensed me. So what the fuck is being over righteous? I don't see how I possibly could be over righteous. I feel like I ain't doing enough. I could get better at everything. You know? For I have kept my ways of the Lord. I have not wickedly departed from my God. And that's the whole thing. Just keep the ways of the Lord and keep the faith, teach the faith, you know. That's it. That's it, you know. Don't really get wrapped too much into how people look at you, you know. Everything, if the brother wants you to, if the Lord wants you to get close to a certain group or a certain brother or something like that, then he'll make that happen. You know, your job is to get a part of the elect. Keep your head down, right? Keep your head down and do the work, you know. This is Psalms 59, verse 1. Deliver me from my enemies. You got to remember, the other nations are our enemies, but also the 2/3 right now. Because they going to hate us for teaching this truth, you know. Because they hate the Lord. That's why they going to be a part of the 2/3 that inherit the second death. It says, deliver me from my enemies, oh my God. Defend me from them that rise up against me. You know, you got the other nations, the wicked, the Edomites and shit like that, that's going to rise up against you, but you got your own people. That's why it says in Romans chapter 9, those are all of Israel, it's not of Israel. It says, deliver me from the workers of iniquity. You know, a brother spreading bad things about you, saying bad things about you, and praying for your downfall, that's a worker of iniquity. It says, and save me from bloody men. You know, a brother praying that you be put to death or praying something bad happened to you and it crushes you. That means he's praying for blood on you, you know. It says, for lo, I would never pray for... I may say a brother might get put to death according to what the scriptures say. If you do this, you're going to be put to death, right? But I'm never going to pray that the Lord put somebody to death. I'm praying that the Lord just put him to death, you know, especially if he's trying. If he's in the truth and he's trying to keep the law, statutes, commandments, and teach them, and he's praying on the name Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, you know, and he's having faith, you know, and he's doing the work, why would I ever pray something like that on him? It says, deliver me from the workers of iniquity and save me from bloody men. For lo, they lie and wait for my soul. You know, they praying on your downfall. They lying and waiting that something crushes your soul. It says, the mighty are gathered against me. They may be mighty. They may have a whole camp of brothers, right? And they may look kind of mighty, you know. They may have 2 or 3 witnesses, you know. And see, this is the thing about the 2 or 3 witnesses law. Anybody could go out there and go get 2 or 3 witnesses for anything. You know, that don't mean that you have the righteous judgment, though, just because you got 2 or 3 people backing you up. Because what happens when one brother has 2 or 3 witnesses, and then another brother has 2 or 3 witnesses? You see what I'm saying? Do we go off who has the most witnesses? Right? It says the mighty are gathered against me, not for my transgression, nor for my sin, O Lord. They gathered against you, not because you sin. You know, and that's like my own personal situation. I had a situation with a brother and I didn't sin. We had a difference in opinions. That's it. No cuss words said, no hands put on nobody, none of that. Just a simple difference in agreements. People have these difference in agreements all day, every day, you know, but because of feelings and emotions, things went farther, and pretty much that was it. You know, when I say things went farther, nothing happened. It was just, hey, look, you believe this, I believe that, go separate ways type shit, you know. But then it's like, it's not that I sinned though. I didn't break a law, statute, and commandment. But now that certain brother is breaking law, statutes, and commandments that we just read in Leviticus 19, 16, 17, and 18, bearing a grudge. So he is breaking. He is sinning. But he won't say that he's sinned. Why? Because he thinks he's better than you. So if you see, and that's another thing that if you a newer brother, the truth that you're going to realize in this thing, the hypocrisy, you know. Now, if an elder comes and tell him that he's sin, then he's going to listen. This is how you know, this how you could tell the fake from the real, man. Who's really in this, you know? Because a brother might be able to teach better than you, might know more about you than the scriptures. But that don't mean that he got more faith than you when it comes to this, right? And that's what matters, is the faith. And how can we judge our faith? Only the Lord gonna know that. The truth about that when we're tested. You know, you got a lot of brothers out there that may seem like they got strong faith, but they gonna fold at the end. They ass is gonna fold, you know? And I don't wish that on any brother, you know? But what you will see coming into this truth, you will see the hypocrisy. If an elder tells this brother he is sin, he gonna listen to it, he gonna repent. But if a brother that he don't look at as being on his level, or look at as he's supposed to be under me because he ain't been in the truth as long as me, tells him he's sin, then he's not gonna listen to it. The Lord ain't looking for them men. That's a test. The Lord ain't looking for them men. You know, if you see a brother, right, let's just say you see a brother steal something from somebody, which is a sin, stealing from another fellow Israelite. If an elder catches him stealing, he gonna repent. But let's just say if it's a brother that's new, that's 2 months into the truth, and he see him steal something, he say, brother, you ain't supposed to be stealing nothing. He gonna say, shut up, nigga, you don't know what you're talking about. You just got in the truth. See, that's wicked. That's wicked, you know. So you got to hear these words, and then it's your choice if you want to follow them. But you got to have fear in the Lord. Remember, the Lord is watching, you know. It says, they run and prepare themselves without my fault, awake to help me, and behold. So they run and preparing themselves, praying on your downfall, you know. But the Lord said, look, he going to be there for us. And that's against the wicked and the heathen, but even the Israelites, the wicked Israelites, you know. Last one, because it's kind of getting long. But that's the spirit, though, you know. And I did pray for that spirit to be put on me for this video. So I got to follow the spirit, you know. This is Micah 7, chapter 7. Verse 8, it says, rejoice not against me. Man, you will see in this truth that, you know, some brothers kind of rejoice against you in this truth. It says, oh, my enemy, which makes them enemies. It says, when I fall, I shall rise. So, baby, look, even if I do fall, even if my wife takes the mark of the beast and it crushes me and I fall, guess what? I shall rise. Now, see, a brother say I'm prideful for saying that, but I'm reading the scriptures. I'm literally reading it. Look, rejoice not against me, O my enemy. When I fall, I shall rise, and I fully 100% believe it. I was talking to my cousin about this situation the other day, and I was telling him, I was like, man, look, there's many things that could crush me. Oh, man, there's so many things that could crush me. There's so many things that could crush me, man. I'm not even going to go down the list and start naming them. I am an open book, though. I'm like that. I will do it. Because you want to know why? Because I'm not afraid of anything. There's a lot of things I know that could crush me, but guess what? There's nothing that could take my faith away from the Lord. There's nothing that could take my faith away. Nothing. You know? But there is a lot of things that could crush me and break my heart and make me feel sad for a moment of time and stuff like that. But I 100% tell you right now, there's nothing that could take my faith from the Lord. And as long as I got faith in the Lord, guess what? Rejoice not against me, O my enemy. When I fall, I shall arise. So even if I fall, we all gonna fall. This ain't gonna be easy. Through much tribulation, you must enter into the kingdom of heaven. Guess what? I'm gonna rise back up, man. It says, when I sit in the darkness, the Lord should be a light unto me. It may be very scary times. It may be very dark times coming here pretty soon. But guess what? The Lord gonna be that light for us. The Lord is the light, right? What's that, like John chapter 1 or something like that? Yahweh Shai is the light. So even in all the darkness, as long as I keep my faith, I'm gonna rise back up. Even if you gotta be put to death, the martyrs, they gonna literally rise back up. Why? Because the Lord should be that light into me. So don't never pray on a brother downfall. This just, hopefully this lesson has been edifying. With that, I'm going to say salvation to the elect. Shalom.